All right guys, so today on Beer Geek Nation, a brew session. Finally, I've been promising one of these for forever. It's just, I don't have the time to brew all that often, and they are a little bit on the tough side to make just because there's so much involved. I'm worried about the beer, I'm worried about the cameras and audio, but whatever, we're doing it now. I'm doing a Tart of Darkness clone from the Bruery. If you haven't had it, it's basically like a regular stout that's soured up, aged in oak barrels. This is gonna be my first sour. Hoping it goes okay. It's gonna take about 6 months for it to actually turn out. So I'm not gonna be doing a tasting on this for a while. Real simple recipe. I'll put it below. It's gonna come out to, I think, around 6%-ish, somewhere in there, but real simple recipe. The souring blend I'm gonna use is the Wyeast 3763, which is the Roeselare Belgian blend, which is like a blend of a bunch of different bugs and wild yeast strains. So going to try that one. Again, it's going to take about 6 months, 3 to 6 months for this beer to really get going. So I got my water, about mashed water set up. I'm going to mash in. I want to hit 157, so I've got it set to about 170. It's a little high right now, 174. Electric brewing system, set it up over there. I think I've showed this before. So I'm going to get the water in my mash tun. Gonna put the grains in, stir it up. Gonna let it sit at 157 for 75 minutes. Because it is such a high mash temp, I'm gonna let it sit a little bit longer so I get all those residual sugars out of it. I'm gonna boil it for an hour, 1 ounce of Saaz hops, chill it in the fermenter, and 3 to 6 months from now, we'll talk about it again. So let's get this going. All right guys, so the mash is in, and I'll show you that here. Hit the temperature about 156.5, right about where I want to be. Had my first little catastrophe. I thought my the pump, which you can see right there, it wasn't pumping water from the hot liquor tank to the mash tun. So I thought I was going to have a burnout pump. Turns out it works a lot better if you hook the output to the output and not the input. So I was fighting against the pump. I'm an idiot. But anyways, yeah, I'll give you guys some footage of the mash, and then we are going to sparge and go into the boil kettle. All right guys, mash is done. So we're going to Vorloff here a little bit. Yeah, looks like a stout. Smells awesome. I do about, I don't know, 2 quarts or so, about half a gallon. And it's already starting to clear up. So I think we'll put that back in. These are great too. It's a stainless steel. I got it off Amazon. It's like a gallon. Handle gets a little hot, but works great. All right, so I do this part manually, so I apologize. But what I do is I pull it off into this pot, and then I dump it into my boil kettle, which is right over here. So it takes a while, but I don't like using a pump because I have cavitation problems, and it always, you know, just clogs everything up. So I got sick of that happening, so I just do it this way now. Takes a little longer, but I know it works. And in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I can actually turn the heat on to the kettle once it gets above the kind of the float in there so that it doesn't run dry. And while I'm doing my batch sparging, I can actually get this, you know, up to basically a rolling boil already. So I just add the additional stuff and it's ready to go. So the wort is all pulled out of the mash tun in here, getting ready to about boil, I think. We're gonna be adding 0.5 ounces of Saaz hops, and that is it. We wanna really, don't wanna overdo the hops on this one because the yeast and the bacteria do not like it. So very, very low IBU beer. I'm gonna let this boil for 60 minutes with the hops in it, and then we're gonna chill it. All right guys, so real quick, this is my chill setup. I'm still about half an hour out from actually chilling this thing, but I like to get it set up ahead of time. Basically what I do, I go out of the boil kettle, into the pump, out of the pump, into the Blickman Therminator, and it goes out of the Therminator, back into the kettle. That's sticking up right now, but usually it gets bent in there. And I actually do a whirlpool like that. And I'll run the boiling wort through the Therminator for about 10 minutes without the water actually being on. And what that's gonna do is that's just gonna sanitize everything in line, so I don't have to worry about sanitizing it ahead of time. Works really well. I mean, with the cold water right now, it's gonna blow through this beer. I'm gonna go, once I circulate it for about 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna put the hose right into the better bottle, and it's gonna go right into there. It's gonna be cold, probably too cold actually, coming right out of the Therminator. So that's how I do it. I should blow through 5 gallons in about 5 minutes once the whirlpool is actually done. So I will film that next. All right guys, so all things considered, there it is, all done. Gravity was spot on. I couldn't have done it any better if I tried. I was aiming for 1.064, actually ended up with 1.065, so I'm not gonna argue with that. Just a little less than 5 gallons, but that's fine. I wanted some headroom in there, and you know, it's a sour, so whatever. You got to see my little mishap there with the hose. Don't know what the hell happened. That's a quick disconnect, so it shouldn't have done that. Might have to replace that apparently because it's going bad, but I will tell you, I just pitched this yeast, and this is the Roeselare blend. Holy shit, it smells funky and fruity, and that's gonna be a killer beer if everything works out. So hopefully in 6 months we'll be able to taste it. So until then, that is my brew day. Now I just get to stuff some in there. I probably could have gotten more out. There's probably a quarter of a gallon or so in there, but whatever. So that's my brew day. I'm gonna clean up now, put that in the keezer, gonna set it for 62 to help it, you know, start fermenting. Until I have something else to put in there, I'm just gonna leave it in there. Then I'll just throw it in the basement and kind of forget about it once it gets going. So until next time, guys, cheers.